Have you ever noticed how some of the nicest people always seem to get hurt the most? Maybe you've been that person. You help people when they need you. You answer messages quickly. You try to be understanding. You avoid drama. You try to do the right thing. And yet somehow, you're the one getting ignored, taken for granted, or left feeling exhausted at the end of the day. I know that feeling. Because for a long time, I thought being a good person was enough. I thought if I respected people, they would respect me. If I was honest, others would be honest too. If I gave my best, life would somehow give something back. But that's not how the world works, and the sooner you understand that, the better your life becomes. Now, don't get me wrong. Kindness matters. Character matters. Being a good person matters. But kindness alone is not enough, because kindness without strength has a price, and most people don't realize they're paying it until years later. Think about it. How many times have you said yes when you wanted to say no? How many times have you stayed quiet just to avoid conflict? How many times have you sacrificed your own needs because you didn't want to disappoint someone? Be honest with yourself. Was it really kindness, or was it fear? Fear of rejection. Fear of being disliked. Fear of making someone uncomfortable. And that's where most people get stuck. They think they're being nice. But what they're actually doing is abandoning themselves. Slowly. One small decision at a time. At first, it doesn't seem like a big deal. You let someone cross a boundary. You ignore a disrespectful comment. You tolerate behavior you know isn't okay. You tell yourself it's not worth the argument. But over time, something starts to happen. People begin treating you exactly how you allow them to treat you. Not because they're evil, but because human beings naturally test limits. And when there are no limits, they keep going. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who always seems busy, calm, and in control? Someone who isn't rude? Someone who isn't aggressive? But somehow people respect them. People listen when they speak. People think twice before wasting their time. Why? It's not because they're mean, it's because they have boundaries. Their kindness is protected. Their kindness has strength behind it, and that's the difference. What most people don't realize is that the world doesn't just respond to who you are. It responds to what you project. You can be intelligent, you can be talented, you can be hardworking. But if you constantly appear uncertain, apologetic, and hesitant, people will treat you differently, not because that's fair, but because perception shapes reality. Think about it. When you walk into a room, what do people see? Do they see someone comfortable in their own skin, or someone constantly seeking approval? Do they see someone who values their time, or someone who is available to everyone all the time? These things matter more than most people think, because people make decisions about you before they truly know you. And if you don't define yourself, someone else will. But here's the thing. The biggest source of power isn't physical strength. It isn't money. It isn't status. It's emotional control. Seriously, think about the last time someone made you angry. How long did that feeling stay with you? An hour? A day? A week? Now, think about this. If someone can control your emotions whenever they want, who really has the power? That's why emotionally strong people are so difficult to manipulate. They don't react to everything. They don't explode over every insult. They don't chase every argument. They stay calm. They observe. They think before they move. And that calmness gives them an advantage most people never develop. Because while everyone else is reacting, they're deciding. While everyone else is panicking, they're planning. While everyone else is emotional, they're focused. And that changes everything. If you zoom out for a second, you'll notice something interesting. Most people spend their lives trying to be liked. Not respected, liked. There's a difference. Being liked feels good in the moment. Respect changes your life. Being liked gets temporary approval. Respect creates long-term value. And respect usually comes from things many people avoid. Boundaries, discipline, self-respect. The ability to say no, the ability to walk away, the ability to stay silent when everyone expects a reaction. Think about it. Why do people often ignore what's always available? Because human nature values what feels scarce. When you're available every second of every day, people begin to assume you'll always be there. And when something is always there, people stop appreciating it, slowly, without even realizing it. That's why protecting your time matters. Protecting your energy matters. Protecting your attention matters. Not because you're trying to be mysterious, but because you're teaching people how to treat you. And that's where another mistake happens. Many people reveal everything, every thought, every plan, every emotion, every move. And then they wonder why others can predict them so easily. Think about it. If everyone knows exactly what you'll do, exactly what you'll tolerate, and exactly how you'll react, how hard is it to manipulate you? Not very. The strongest people aren't always the loudest people, they're often the most deliberate. Sometimes they speak, sometimes they stay quiet, sometimes they move forward, sometimes they wait, and that's because they understand something important. Timing matters more than most people realize. Over time, life teaches you that not every battle deserves your energy. Not every opportunity deserves your attention. Not every emotion deserves a reaction. Sometimes the smartest move is waiting, observing, learning, preparing. Because true strength isn't impulsive. True strength is patient. And this is where the conversation gets deeper. Because this isn't really about kindness anymore, it's about identity. The real question is not, are you too nice? The real question is, who are you becoming? Are you becoming someone who abandons themselves to keep everyone happy? Or are you becoming someone who can be kind without being weak? Someone who can care without being used? Someone who can help others without sacrificing themselves? Because those are two very different identities. One leads to resentment, the other leads to respect. So what's the solution? It's actually simpler than most people think. Keep your kindness, don't lose it. The world already has enough cold people. But strengthen it. Learn to say no. Learn to set boundaries. Learn to control your emotions. Learn to value your time. Learn to stop explaining yourself to everyone. And most importantly, learn to respect yourself. Because when you respect yourself, other people notice. Not immediately, not overnight, but over time, they notice. And your entire life starts to change. You stop feeling like a victim. You stop feeling invisible. You stop feeling like people are constantly taking advantage of you. Because you're no longer operating from fear. You're operating from strength. And that's the balance most people spend years trying to find. Kindness with strength, compassion with boundaries, humility with confidence. Because kindness alone can make you vulnerable. But kindness backed by self-respect, that's where real power begins. And maybe that's the lesson nobody teaches us when we're younger. You don't have to become colder, you don't have to become ruthless, you don't have to stop being a good person, you just have to become a stronger one.